Like Dan Brookman from Airship messaged me yesterday. He was like, "Do you want a graphic designer to just like have a squiz over the slides?" I'm like, "Yes, please."
Nice.
So everyone's just, it's not like a big commercial thing. Everyone's just like, "Yeah, we'll do this. We'll dip into this. Like, don't worry about it."
Yeah, because it's a community. Yeah, which is nice.
Which is so refreshing.
Because you'd normally think that the graphic designer would be like, so we'll charge you X for this.
Yeah,
and then we'll do this.
But you just don't think like that. And I think that sort of thing is unique to hospitality, and we need to really make sure that's looked after, and we harness it, and so that's the intention. And so it's tomorrow.
Welcome to Captive Conversations, brought to you by Captive Wi-Fi. I'm your host, Adam Forman. This podcast brings you the best stories from suppliers, marketers, and operators from our beloved hospitality sector. Now, let's get on with the show.
Hello and welcome. That was terrible. I'm going to put that in. I was going to try and do I'm trying to do the whole, like, instead of like, hello everyone, trying to do it as like a welcome to Captive. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. I'm going to keep that. That's a great blooper. Hi and welcome to Captive Conversations. Trying to mix it up today. Didn't work just now. And we have Glenda from Blue Marketing. Thank you for coming. I know you said the little post the other day that people might call you Glenda, but that is quite a good.
Glenda, it's not bad, you know. Ariana Grande has,
I know, right? And Wicked, and and I mean, just no brainer.
Yeah.
The magic.
Yeah, I'm going to claim it. It's mine now.
But, it is yours.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming all the way down. There's something very exciting happening tomorrow, but this is obviously going to come out in a week and a bit.
Yeah.
So it would have already passed. So Team Marketing, a lot of work together, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming straight down off the train.
It's very lovely.
Thanks. Trying to make it more chilled. Okay, so we had Eve and Alana from Served on last, and obviously they have their allergens platform, which is pretty cool. Hence the questions.
Yeah.
So the first question from Eve was, what are some key areas within the guest experience, such as allergens and dietary requirements, where you think there's real room for improvement based on your experience?
So I don't have allergies, but I am vegetarian. So the first thing I do when I go to a restaurant is filter the menu with my eyes. Where are the V's or the VEs? Because there's no point in me looking at anything else. That's my diet. So I would say menu labeling has to be really clear. I hate these massive menus that have got like D, F, G, F, all these things along the bottom. And I get it, but it's just a bit overwhelming. So it'd be nice to have, I don't know, somebody come and talk to you, ask you about it, point things out that you might like. And the other thing is when you book a table, they sometimes not everyone asks you, do you have any allergies when you're booking a table or any dietary requirements? And you might put, I'm veggie, and then you get to the venue and it's like, any dietary requirements? Yeah. You're like, I literally just told you that. But like, it should be like the host is checking and going, right, I can see you're veggie. We've got this great special today. Or here's how you filter the menu. That's just like nice.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree. Been there, and to the point that my wife has allergies. So going to, we went to a really awesome pub group. They were like 6 or 7 pubs, and they were amazing. The manager came over. He was unbelievable. Yeah. But it didn't happen until that conversation. My kids are a bit like, oh, Mum, don't do it again. I think they want to just, before they arrive, they want to run in and go, right, see that woman over there? This is what she's got. Can you just, because they're like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But they were, I do wish the higher end restaurants have the chip printer. So when you arrive, or any restaurant can have it, all the reservation systems have it, little printer next to it, they check you in, it prints it out, and then it's given to the person, and then when they take you to the table, they can see all that information. I wish people would adopt that more.
Definitely.
It's such a small thing to do.
100%.
Even if you're busy, it's such a small thing to do.
It's just
it's a little tiny print of allergens or birthdays or so on.
And people ask now anyway. You sit down and they ask.
Yes.
So I feel like it's a bit robotic. They're like, any allergies?
Yeah, well, it has to be
like
done
the
now.
majority of people are like, no. So they're like, okay, and then go away, and then actually just find out beforehand. And then I'll talk to more. We can go on. But okay. Second question:
if you're someone with an allergy or a dietary requirement, which you are, how would you describe the perfect customer experience? We sort of talked about this a little bit from start to finish. What would make you feel safe, seen, and looked after without having to manage everything yourself?
So before, when I'm booking a table, acknowledge that I've put that on there. So send me, if it's an automated thing, someone selected vegetarian, send them an email and say, oh, we can see you're veggie. We've highlighted these things on the menu for you so you can get excited about coming. And again, the host just looking at that and talking to you about it when you arrive. Mark the menu clearly. Don't, if someone's got an allergy, come over with this big...
Oh, God,
who used to do that? There was someone
still,
that had like a massive... And they'd be like, with all the specs.
Yeah.
And you'd be like... Ooh.
Or just even the PDF on you can scan that's like this big on your phone.
Yeah.
So you're consistently moving.
Yeah. Horrendous.
Yeah.
So something really clear. And afterwards, I think this is quite important for someone so that we can all learn what it's like to be someone with an allergy if you're working in a restaurant or head office. Get a survey from them that's specific. You found out on their booking that they've got an allergy or a dietary requirement. Say, how did we do? What could we have done to make that better for you? How could we have made you feel more secure that what you were ordering was like right for you or whatever afterwards? So then, you know, you feel like, they do give a shit about me and what happened and how to make it better for someone else. And that's the only way we're all going to get better at this.
That is genius.
Yeah.
And it is. It doesn't happen. I think that there's lots of feedback out there, but does the reservation system send the tags into the marketing platform from the booking? Does the reservation system even let you send that sort of automation through? But that would be, that you feel heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
and even if it's not that printer thing that you mentioned, like, can you color code the reservations? So if someone's got, because they color code it when like someone's arrived, don't they, or is late or whatever. Can you just have something that
come on,
says,
you're
like,
talking about development now. Now you're talking about development. You're talking about like alarms in the kitchen, siren goes off, chef goes crazy. You know, second kitchen gets opened. But you're right. I mean, it's you're right. It would be great. I think there's some reservation platforms that have the tags, which are great, but it would be nice to change the color of it.
Yeah, because when you're busy, you're like, you can just flash across the screen and go, oh, okay, there's something on there. I need to check that.
But you could even go further to the point of stuff like having sunflower color with a sunflower for neurodiverse, right?
Yeah. I learned about that recently, you know. I did not know that was a thing. That needs to be more...
100%.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's super comfortable having a conversation either. So if you're able to understand and have empathy with that, and that's massive
100%.
So I agree. I'll build something. No, I'm not going to build something. So
you will. You'll be like that later.
I'll speak to the girls at Serve. They can do it because theirs is pretty slick. Theirs is the QR code as well as they email everyone. So Dishun email you with it, so you get access to it.
Yeah.
So you can then just drill down and look through.
Before you get
and
there.
it's done.
Yeah.
And it's there and it's smooth. I went to one the other day that had numbers. And the numbers was like one, and each the allergen groups were in numbers, and they just had little numbers on each menu. So rather than V, it wasn't a big menu. It was like a Sunday lunch menu.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna go with the standard questions. Best hospitality experience.
Well, I've written these down. That wasn't on my list. Hospitality experience.
Yeah, those are my standard questions.
No way.
Yeah. So that one's really more something that... so there's a best restaurant and best burger at the end, which is good.
Okay,
but the hospitality experience, something that, like, for most people that have said it here, it's something that like in your mind that could be good or bad, doesn't matter. Something that was really interesting that happened, something that sticks in your mind, something when someone asks you, oh, you know, I'm thinking about going to something special.
Interesting. I had a really good experience at the hospital recently.
That's also
that's
fun.
not hospitality. But yeah, the doctor just actually read my notes, which was refreshing. Yeah. I think it would have to be a spa that I went to recently with my husband. We have 2 little children and they are lovely, but very tiring. So we went away and...
Without the kids, obviously.
Yeah, they were not in the spa. And everything was just sort of given to us and we didn't have to ask for it. It's like they predicted... And we didn't tell them what we were there for. I guess everyone's there for the same reason, to relax. But it was like, oh, here's a cup of tea for you. like, this is nice. Thank you very much. And would you like a newspaper? Like, just when we arrived, there's no like, this is your room key.
Yeah.
You need to go up this lift. But it was like, come and sit in the lounge, have a cup of tea, read the paper before you check in. We'll take your bags. We'll take them up to your room. And it was just, they'd like gone that step further to make you feel like, we've got this. Like, you just have a nice time. We'll do all this shit.
We'll do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, exactly.
I think hotels really have it down to I've had the similar experiences, and it's so different. But they have time to understand the flow of everything. Hospitality, restaurants and QSRs and fast casual, and it's so fast paced. There are a couple of brands actually that are bringing that in there, which is pretty cool. But I think the hotels really do it.
Yeah,
they treat like you feel like they're your best friend.
Yeah, exactly. The guest experience is just totally different.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many more touch points as well that they can affect, rather than just like putting your food, ordering, put your food down, blah blah.
Where was that?
Montego Resorts in. See, my husband booked this, which never happened. So I was like, right, you've done it. I'm just gonna.
Nice. That's nice. That's a nice piece, right?
Yeah.
Take the responsibility away.
Mental load over to you. That's great. It's somewhere in Gloucestershire.
Okay, well, let me know and I'll put it. We'll tag them in. We'll tag them in.
Let's do that.
So the next one was best hospitality tech. I need to make them bolder. Something you might have used.
Something I might have used.
Could be anything.
It's been a really long time since I used any tech, because I haven't been in house for about 4 years now.
But even you as a person in a venue, for example.
Yeah, I really like what StoreKit are doing.
Yeah.
I love their digital menus and online ordering. I think Deliveroo, I know it's not tech, but I think they're getting a lot better actually at how they upsell things. Very clever at adding some nice little fees on at the end of your order as well. You have kids. The next thing to do will be the Delivery Plus. Okay.
Because my wife did it about 5 months ago. I don't think we've paid. The sushi restaurant near where we live is always busy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, crazy. It's like one sushi restaurant in the village, basically. The RAM, and she always tends to order it at like 5 o'clock at the worst time. Delivery Plus basically gives you it free if they don't come at a certain amount of time. So I basically got free sushi and cashback. As well.
I need to do that.
So the cashback is pretty good.
Yeah.
No delivery fees, priority delivery. I'm selling deliveries is crazy. But I will say, since we've had that, when my daughter, who's gluten free and dairy, and she'll want something different than everyone else wants, well, we have credit. Yeah.
And that's actually, any like digital menus are really good at filtering out allergens.
Yeah. I think it's challenging, and we were talking. I mentioned obviously earlier before this started. My wife has allium, which is when I met the girls from Served, they were talking about. We just started talking about. We have never heard of it.
Yeah.
And then someone else mentioned nightshade.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's nightshade?" And it's like potato. It's like a whole family. Carrots, potatoes.
Weird.
It's. I thought it was like a cult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it can expand forever. But the digital ordering piece is really good. I think StoreKit's platform is the branding piece is just really nice.
Yeah. It's very slick.
Yeah, we also plug into them as well. So you can press the order button and your customer data goes through. So, but cool. Okay. So we're going to go back in time. So back to the history that you've had to dig out for yourself.
Oh yeah,
on the journey.
Train.
Where did you start? Where did it begin? And also, I asked a question as well: did you like work in a bar or a restaurant in the early doors?
Yeah. So my grandparents ran a pub when I was born. Yeah. So I've like grown up in like pubs, like proper pubs as well, like Welsh pubs where like everyone just bursts into song after like 2 or 3 pints.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. It's incredible.
That in my local pubs, I'll be honest.
And I went to uni. I got a degree in advertising. And then I was like, what the hell do I do with this? Where do I go? I did not want to move to London. I knew that. Yeah. I've just, not a little Welsh girl, did not want to move to the big city. But I was working in a pub at home for Brains Brewery. I was working there whilst I was at uni. Like every time I came back, I do a few shifts and I trained up to become assistant manager when I finished uni, and then I went travelling and they were like, don't go, we need an assistant manager. I was like, no, I'm going to China. And then I came back from traveling and was like, yeah, I still don't know what I want to do. So I just went back to the pub.
Yeah.
It's just too easy. And then they were like, right, we're going to train you and you can become a live-in manager.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get free flat upstairs. And
Yeah.
I'd done that a few times for my boss when they went on holiday. They were like, you can stay upstairs. And it's all, so I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
And then a sales and marketing assistant role became available at Brains HQ. And I was like, I should probably try and do something with my degree. Mum would be a bit more pleased.
Yeah.
And so I applied for that and got it. And yeah, was working in Brains head office. It was like a totally new world to me. It was like pretty much fresh out of uni, back from traveling, straight into this like corporate environment. Everyone
How many pubs did they have?
Oh, God, at the time, 200-ish, 220. Okay. Half of or there's a portion of them that were leased and tenanted, which is the department I ended up working for. Everyone was asking me to make tea. I was like, this job's all right. Like, I can make tea. I've worked in a pub. Tea's my thing. Coffee. Where's the coffee machine? Oh, no, it's just a kettle. Right, okay. And it was actually really good. So obviously loads of administrative stuff. Everyone was like, I don't want to do my expenses here.
Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff.
So definitely in the job scope, yeah? Right?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, that was not in the job description, but it's fine. That's just what you do to get by, isn't it? But then things started happening. Like I was being invited to meetings, get asked to like take notes and minutes and stuff. And then you're actually like soaking things in because you're having to listen and write things down.
Yeah, you're getting immersed into
So that was like my exposure to some of like the commercial stuff and like the behind the scenes stuff of pubs and like this whole estate.
But not just marketing, everything, right?
Oh, everything. P&Ls, like all this stuff that was just like, what does P&L stand for? Like you just don't know, like how else do you know this stuff? But the best thing that happened to me at Brains was I had a great sales and marketing director called Richard Davis, who's retired now, I think. But I think he was aware that I had this drive and ambition and I just wanted to do stuff. And I was constantly trying to make a good impression. People would ask for things and I'd like test myself on how quickly I could do it to send it back to them. So he was like, let's just like give Glenda a little bit more to do. And he would tell people to like go and make their own teas and coffees, which I was like, this is quite nice. Like a director telling people to be like, that's not Glenda's job. And a man, no offense.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. But especially back then.
Yeah, back then. And like in the brewery environment in Wales, it was very male dominated.
Yeah.
So 19, 20-year-old me was very intimidated, like a lot of the time. So he was great. I learned a lot. And also eventually became marketing exec, marketing manager by the time I left for the leased and tenanted estate. We just had such a good time. It was when pubs were like the pinnacle of the community. Nobody went anywhere else.
No.
Especially in Wales. It was like everyone just went there for whatever occasion it was, birthdays, Friday night, Thursday lunchtime, whatever. And we were sponsoring the Welsh rugby, so we were always at the stadium. I met like loads of the Welsh rugby players, which I also quite liked. And we just had such a ball. There was loads of like schmoozing and like we used to take tenants to the rugby and we'd have events. We used to do race days. Like it was so much fun.
What was it like with, because obviously you've got pub owned, which is very different, and then tenanted, who you sort of want to keep looking after.
Yeah, it was hard actually. For them, it was really hard. And part of my job eventually when I got to management level was to kind of like go around and visit them and like try to help them with their marketing and say like, all right, okay, and we'd offer them free things like, because they're leased and tenanted, they just essentially rent the building from us and buy all of theirs. So they're tied into an agreement where they have to buy all of their drinks through us. And I'd be like, right, we're going to give you a free website. Like, this is what I think we should do. And they'd be like,
what's the website?
Yeah, my chef just called in sick. I need to go in the kitchen. And I'd be like, no, but this is really important. They're like, no, I need to go and put some chips on for that table over there. And like, yeah, the juxtaposition. I was exposed to so much more at Brains, like realities of what it was like to run a business, but also try and like help them. Yeah. But help them in the way that they wanted to be helped. Rather
because they just want to run their local community pub.
Yeah,
they don't care about digital.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly not then either. But you know, there was lots of stuff that we did with suppliers as well. So loads of drink suppliers. I used to like badger them for like discounts and stuff, so that, because that was the thing that they loved. They'd be like, Glenda, can you get us a buy one get one free on, you know, whatever?
Yeah.
And then that's what they wanted, and that's
We
what
had
they
the buying
responded.
power, I guess, right?
Yeah,
As well.
exactly.
So
And from all the managed estates,
Yeah.
so it was a bit easier. But yeah,
it must have been interesting to speak to. You must have spoken to so many different people.
So many different people. So many people who were sort of like, who had just grown up in pubs. Their families had run pubs, so they thought they could do the same. Maybe just weren't, maybe like that, maybe archaic stereotype of a pub landlord where they'd be sat there drinking quite a lot. You'd have a lot of those.
Yeah.
But then you'd also have like this new generation that were like, well, we're going to turn this into a restaurant actually. And we did have a lot of pubs that were just wet led.
Yeah.
There was no food. And so we had a job to try and get them to be like, well, you've got a commercial kitchen and like we can invest in your kitchen. And we had a chef that would come out and like help them and teach them things. And it was really like just business building stuff.
Yeah.
So it was super interesting. I absolutely loved it. We had so much fun. Like our whole department was just this big ball of energy, and we just really gave a shit about what we were doing. So it felt important, and we
were heard, I think, from maybe as well, right?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. You have to go through the bad to get the good, right?
You do. Brains sadly announced a restructure, and I feel like actually since I left, they've sort of been quietly restructuring ever since, and they've sold a lot of their estate now, as I understand it. I don't know anyone there anymore. Still in touch with colleagues, which I think is really lovely, because and that's a sign of a good part of your career, isn't it? If you're still talking to some of the colleagues that you had there.
Beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice. And so I decided, I'm going to go and work somewhere else. I don't want to wait, see if I've got a job at the end of all of this. So I went to work for a healthcare company. I was only there 6 months because it was so boring. They had so much money, like the budgets. I was like, this is insane. This is insanity. Like there's so much money.
The brain was going, there's so much you could do, so much you could do, so much you could do.
But also like so boring. And they were like creams and lotions and for things that, it was just a totally different environment. And I was like, I don't really care about this. Maybe I should because it's healthcare, but I don't.
There was no buy-in from you, really.
No, I was excited at the start because I was like, it's a new sector. I want to, and then it was just like, it was lots of like lots of sales-based stuff, selling into big pharmaceuticals and supermarkets and that kind of thing. So we were like constantly the support of like, make a deck for this salesperson. They're going to Tesco today. And it was just like churning stuff. It was boring. And then I went into like legal training. I'm laughing because all of these things are just so not me.
Yeah. It's part of your journey, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is quite funny to look. I met some lovely people along the way, but not in touch with them anymore.
Yeah.
What else did I do? I did like a skincare company who actually I met my best friend at, and we're still best friends now. But that was a maternity cover, and it was just so different. The best thing about it was on my first day, they had like this massive display of all the face masks that they sold in one of the meeting rooms. And it was like a supermarket thing where you'd pull them out and there's like a spring thing behind. She was like, gave me a little gift bag and was like, just help yourself. And I was like,
yes, please.
So I was literally like pulling out. I didn't do that. That was really cool. But that was only for a little bit. And then I ended up in military training college.
Oh, wow.
Which was actually super interesting. And I did really like that job. And I met some wonderful people there who I'm still in touch with. So I was marketing manager.
Yeah.
And my job was obviously to recruit students and get schools to sign up to the program. And I actually really believed in it because there were lots of kids don't, learn in a normal school environment. They find that hard for whatever reason. Some of them are a bit more physical. They can't sit down for long periods of time.
Learners.
And they had so many amazing stories of kids who had like you know, you see them all the time now, but like kids who would game, put on loads of weight, and this military college would like get them back into shape, and they'd be stood in their old trousers. Like you see stuff like that a lot, but so many amazing transformative stories that we could use and tell other parents probably of kids that were in similar circumstances. And it was brilliant. They did wonders. And I suppose the idea was they would eventually become military. So it was designed to get them ready to go into a form of military of their choice, RAF, Army.
Welsh National Police.
Yeah, exactly. So that was great. But then I met my husband, and he was trying, while I was there, not from the job.
Okay.
And he was trying to find a job in Wales. He lived in Bristol, and he just couldn't find anything. He's in AV and tech and live entertainment and all sorts of stuff like that. And it's like, oh, this isn't going to work, is it? I'm going to have to move to Bristol. And so I started looking around in Bristol, and Cozy Club came up on my search, and I was like, oh my God, I love the Cozy Club. That would be an amazing brand to work for. And we had a Cozy Club in Cardiff, and I loved going there, and it was really cool, and have to apply for that. I applied, I did about 4 interviews with them, and it was amazing. And yeah, got the job. They had no marketing resource at all when I started. So they had for lounge, and then I mean, the business is growing and has not stopped growing since, you know, it started, I don't think. And they had resource for lounge that they were trying to kind of replicate for Cozy Club, and it wasn't really working or wasn't landing. And as with anything, the resource kind of goes. So they were like, right, we need to start like separating these and doing things separately. And so yeah, I came in. There was nothing for Cozy Club, and so it was like ground up stuff. So
that's awesome.
It was
from nothing, just starting.
Such an amazing opportunity.
So Donna, you moved to Bristol.
I moved to Bristol during that time. It's all very stressful. And you know, the little Welsh girl that said she never moved to the big cities, now in Bristol, she's like, ooh. But it was amazing. I reported directly to Jake Bishop, who's one of the co-founders, for a significant amount of time, which I really, really valued as a marketer, because I got firsthand, this is the story, this is like what we give a shit about, these are like our values, this is what we want to do, this is what we're trying. And it was all firsthand stuff, which sometimes I don't think people realise the value in working directly with founders. They can get caught up in like but they're not doing things. And it's like, well, yeah, that's why they're a founder, because they're like doing bigger stuff.
Also gets you invested. You get to hear the gold and the little golden nuggets that no one ever knew about.
And then you get idea as a marketer. You're like, ooh, we could use that. We could do something with that.
Your brain was firing.
Yeah, I was like, let's go.
So did you have to start slow? I mean, what was that like? I mean, going into something to a brand that had marketing on that side, they tried to do stuff, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
That resource goes away. You go in from flat.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's daunting.
My first day, they were like, can you write some menu descriptions? And I was like, for what? Like, what menu? What? I started asking all these people, just write them. Just write like the cocktail descriptions. And I was like, ugh. So I like started to draft stuff, and then quickly realized, like, okay, this is the pace. Okay, that's fine. I can do this. And so there was a lot of initially just, well, let's just take what Lounge are doing and like cosify it, because there's no time actually at the moment. And I was one person. And I think we had...
And no ChatGPT.
Well, yeah, exactly. Write me some cocktails. No, I don't do that. Yeah, so there was a lot of just JFDI in the beginning, and then there was always time. Jake was very people focused. He always really valued the people in the business, and I learned a lot from him and his views around that. So we do loads of team get-togethers. We had something called a Cozy Club Squadron, where we'd get like a select number of the staff members in the room, front of house and back of house, and go, right, like, tell us what's going on, basically. I love that.
Just not that, I mean, that's rare.
Yeah. And
super rare.
It was so insightful, so valuable. I mean, there were sometimes I'd be like, why am I researching ketchup bottles? Like, because the front of house have asked for better ketchup. But also, you know, the little nuggets, like we were just saying, just come out and you're like, yes, this is what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And
Also, you get to hear the real world information from,
Exactly.
rather than a feedback, wherever it might be. You've got a GM or assistant manager or back of house or front of house going, okay, so, and they all say, you end up hearing the same thing, or maybe there's a theme, but no one ever talks about it.
Yeah.
We go into clients and I go into other people, or we walk to a venue and then the manager will be like, oh yeah, everyone's been saying that today. It's really strange. You know, or like I spoke to someone else the other day, they're a tech company, and they went in and they were like, oh, this has been working all week. Like, our kitchen fin is broken all week. And they're like, what do you mean? He goes, have you told anyone? No, we just turned it off. We figured it out. Like, it's fine, don't worry. Hold on, the pass printer's not been working all week?
Yeah.
And they're like, can you fix it for us? Yeah, and then so he obviously just turned it back on and it
Yeah.
works. So the stuff like that you just don't hear.
Yeah,
because it's just that silent thing.
exactly. So there's a few shockers that you'd go, oh my God, just ring this person quickly. But also, it also gave me an opportunity, you know, we'd be like, oh, let's do this for Mother's Day. Send them all the posters and all the stuff that they've got to do. And then they'd be like, yeah, that was shit. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's honest,
hated it.
though.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, tell me more of this.
That's where you get stuck, right? We get stuck with corporate layout, saying the same thing to everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone gets it, and they get, oh, not again.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
And also, like, if the team aren't bought into it, it's never going to be delivered how you envisaged it from behind your desk at head office. So I really valued that time. It was incredible.
How long were you there for?
21, I left, so in the middle of lockdown.
Yeah.
I was put on furlough, and for a workaholic, it was the absolute worst thing they could have done to me. I was like, I am lost.
Yeah.
But I also got pregnant, so...
COVID baby.
Yeah. So I just didn't go back after mat leave.
Yeah.
So that was 21.
So how long were you there for?
2016. You asked me that, and I was like, I moved into it like you knew. 16. What's that? I'm no good at maths.
Me either.
6 years? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 6 years. It is. Both together. Not good at finance.
I was going to do this, and I was like,
GCSE.
Yeah. Oh God, I had a
failed it
tutor.
twice.
Yeah.
So I had a tutor, and they paid me £1, and when I was younger, obviously much younger. And then I was doing my homework, and then I figured out the back of the book he'd write zeros every time I'd done homework, so I just copied the zeros and and then he'd come in and give me £1, and I get £1 every week. It was amazing.
That's a nice
Never did the
way to
homework,
teach.
but it was. So always a little clever noggin. But that's really interesting. 6 years.
Yeah.
So and then when you left, how many people were in the team?
It was really hard, because it was in the middle of lockdown. Things were like opening, closing. No one knew what was going on. Masks, no masks. So by the time I left, I'd recruited one person in the team. So there was 2 of us doing the whole of Cozy Club.
How many venues?
We doubled. So I started, there was about 15. I left, there was 30. So we'd opened 15 Cozy Clubs in 6 years.
Wow.
Which was just, that was a massive part of the job. But yeah, eventually, it took a while, I think, for people to see the value of including marketing in some of this stuff. It was very operationally led, understandably, I guess, from the start.
You've always everyone says, so there's silos, right? And it's changing now massively, like it's hugely changing. There's lots of cross communication across the board.
Yeah.
But in the past, it always has been ops and marketing and then the line drawn down the middle. You get on with your out of order sign for the toilet, and I'll get on with making sure the business runs. Yeah,
exactly. So there was, recruitment's obviously a massive one when you're opening new sites, especially when you're opening like 4 sites in 1 year.
Tiny.
So everyone's really focused on that. They're not really thinking about how marketing can help them with that. And so it took some time to kind of lay the foundations for that. I think we got there eventually. So by the end, because we were doing so many, it just became easier for me to create a little playbook. I go, here's a massive checklist of all the things that we want to do for an opening.
Yeah.
And then,
Bible.
Yeah, exactly. So
Did
I
you
wonder
take it
if
with
they
you?
still use that.
Yeah.
I took it with me. I had a clipboard.
Yeah.
You'll see the clipboard tomorrow.
I'm very excited. I've got a nice coloured one over there if you want inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got some coloured clipboards rather than just the wooden ones.
Yeah.
can borrow one of mine.
This is just black.
No. It's just like a rounded one with like, a week.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do events. I pulled them out from
Yeah.
years ago from the door.
Yeah.
But I wanted like, because those ones would always bend for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd always give the people like a proper plastic one.
Yeah.
So you can borrow that.
Well, this is very corporate looking, so yeah.
No. You want a nice. You got the one with the sleeve. And
Yeah.
thingy. No. I've got just plastic, and you can put a sticker on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Marketing.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway.
Do you think they may be still potentially?
I'd like to think they're still
Yeah.
using it, but I know. I mean, the business has developed so much. There was so many new people there. I think there's a new MD for Cozy Club, and yeah, everything's changed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anyone.
Did they close some during COVID, or?
I think no, as in permanently. I don't think so.
Amazing.
Not that I heard. No. So I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic business. I just think with a little one on the way, I was like, is this what I really want? And I think during COVID, everyone was doing that, weren't they?
Yeah.
What is my life purpose?
Yeah.
What am I here
During
to
those
do?
walks.
Yeah.
During the walks. Yeah.
And you just questioned everything. So that's what.
On the other side of my business, we restructured everything. My wife has ADHD, so she just deep dived into all our finances, everything, making sure the team were happy, calling them every day because they were on furlough. I was still working.
Very efficient.
She's super efficient, like proper on it.
Yeah.
And we were going through everything, and because we do the IT stuff as well, obviously we had clients still open. So I got 3 points of my license driving into Regent's Park because they changed it from 30 to 20 without realizing.
Yeah.
In the middle of COVID, because I had to drive into town to help a QSR that was still open serving. So that was an interesting time. All my friends going for walks basically, and they're like, "Do you want to come out for a walk?" And I'm like, "No, I'm working." They go, "Oh, you're working?" "Yeah, I'm working." But yeah, lots of there was some periods where there was a break, but lots of my friends were like pondering.
Yeah. Everyone I spoke to were having like an existential crisis, and I was definitely in that zone. And I was also a workaholic and just couldn't cope with not being at work and helping. And I could see all this stuff happening and all these comms going out, and I was like, I should be doing that. Why aren't I doing that? So I started joining loads of Facebook communities in my local area and was like, does anyone want some free marketing? Marketing.
What was that response like?
That was incredible.
Really?
So many small businesses were just up the creek, did not have a clue what to do, as everyone was. And they were like so grateful. I was like, no, you were giving me a purpose to get out of bed today. I'm so happy. So it's basically like getting loads of people online.
Yeah.
They just have like little shop frontages, or they do, little workshops in person. How do we take that online? How do we like keep the conversation going? How do we get people excited about opening back up again and
communicate?
Yeah. So I did that for like 6 or 7 little businesses in
nice.
lockdown. Absolutely loved it. And I did that NHS responder thing. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Like going to the pharmacy with my mask on, with my little badge, and going, no, I need to get this medication to people. So I managed to keep myself busy.
Yeah, a little bit busy while being pregnant.
Yeah.
So,
and then we had a baby, and then I was like, what is life? That was really stressful. And he was so little and he never slept, and but magical.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
How old are you?
And almost 18 months.
Wow.
I keep saying 18 months because it's better than 1. It's like getting closer to 2 when it's like
you
you
want better, closer to terrible 2s. Is that what you really want?
Well,
I think 18 months is probably a good thing.
they just become a bit more self-sufficient. They don't need to be carried everywhere and like.
How's your shoulders?
Oh, this arm is like. Yeah, I'm stacked. But
later.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely adore them, but they are 2 boys, very energetic. I grew up with girls. It was just me, my mum and my sister for a long time. And so like the moods and the energy. It's the physical activity. They like fight, but it's like for fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ow. So that's my husband's job, and I'm like, you'll
stand behind him while they're throwing stuff at each other, basically.
I'll do the admin. It's fine. And I think during that period, at some point, I really enjoyed doing the free marketing stuff and like helping people get back on their feet. So I was like, I could maybe do that and like charge people for it when things.
Good idea.
Yeah. So that was my plan. And then while I was on maternity leave, I started freelancing for someone who ran a marketing agency. And then she was like, do you want a job? And that just felt more secure. I think after COVID, I was like, yeah, okay. And I just chickened out of doing it myself. And
the stability was hard. Also, you got a kid.
Yeah.
So like it's...
And I was just getting back into work. I didn't know. I mean, Cozy Club had been such a big part of my life. I was Cozy Club for such a long time. That I was like, yeah, what do I do? So I did that for a bit. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, I am just like bringing you loads of business and then doing the work. And then I could just be doing that myself.
So were you bringing other business in?
Yeah.
Okay,
I could see, I was selling it and so I could see how much money. And I was like,
your brain's going, I can do this.
Like that for myself. So eventually I built up the courage and I went, yeah, Bloom, here we go. Yeah, and actually he was very open to the idea. Amazing. I think the good thing about maternity leave is you're really tested on how well you manage your finances.
And time.
Yeah, so you're like, well, we've managed maternity pay for this long and it hasn't been awful. So like worst case scenario, if I'm only bringing in that much, like we'll probably be all right for a bit. And it was one message in Team Marketing WhatsApp group. And Vic was my first client.
Yeah. That was just
And now and now I'm here. So
and when did you do that? When was that?
That was January, maybe December 2022. Yeah, January 23. And Vic was like, oh, let's have a chat and a conversation. And I was like, just having coffees with everyone at that stage because you're like, I've gone freelance. I don't know what I'm doing next. Like, let's just go for it and meet everyone. And so I thought Vic was just going to be this like Zoom call. Maybe it wouldn't go anywhere.
A Zoom call with Vic isn't as...
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But actually it was, I mean, Vic is like, she's a very important person to me. She knows this. We had a lot of wine the other day after the National Restaurant Pub and Bar Show and declared my love for it, which she already knew. But she was like, I need some help. And the funniest thing was, I think at the time, Vic might not remember this, it feels like ages ago, but when I went freelance, I like designed all these packages that I wanted to sell people. I was like, you can have this, this and this for this much and blah, blah, blah. Because I was like, I don't want to do a day rate. Everyone does a day rate. And Vic was like, so I want all of this done. Like none of that. And I was like, I'll do it. Because she was this hugely influential person. I knew her like as the person who was running Team Marketing, but not loads else. I like looked her up on LinkedIn before. She'd been marketing director at all these amazing brands before. So I was like, I need to work for this person. So this Zoom call needs to go well. So whatever she says, just say yes. This is the conversation with myself. So I did. And she was like, this is what I need. I was like, yes. And I guess it was from working with Vic and Annika Wainwright, who ended up and is still a client of mine, almost 3 years now.
Two pretty powerful people to have clients, no?
Amazing women in my life that I am just honestly privileged to know. Like their brains
crazy
just work in this totally different way. And I'm just like, as well as being envious, just in awe of them, of how much stuff they get done, how knowledgeable they are. But the biggest thing for me is how much they give a shit about what they're doing. Like Vic is like data, CRM, like customer, like constantly. And she's just constantly talking about that.
I'm pushing, so when she was on the other day, she was like, I know, keep telling me to do more videos. And she has done some awesome videos. And I said, I haven't got time, no offense. I said, I love the reading stuff. But if I see a video, I will stop. My brain will go, oh, hold on. There's a video there. And Vic's on the video. And she's like, I'm doing it. I've got, and so on. So, and she's everything makes sense. The passion in there.
You can see it. Like when she's talking, you can hear it. And the stuff she says, you're like, it's always no-brainer stuff. And the whole time I've worked for her, she's always had these amazing analogies. I'm sure she
loads
on your podcast. And I'm like, Vic, you need to like, these analogies need to be
It's gold.
content.
It's
Yeah,
gold. It's all gold.
Yeah.
It's all gold.
And,
But she is now posting it, which is good.
She is. It's
you know, and even if it's her brain, most people just have brain farts. Most people just have a brain fart and go, her brain farts are like genius gold dust.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that will turn into a post and it all gives traction.
Yeah.
But I can listen to Vic or Annika talk for hours.
I know.
Because I'm just in awe. My mind, I get lost and I'm like a kid in a candy shop.
Imagine them saying, come and work for me.
Wow.
I was like, honestly, starstruck.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, are you sure?
Yeah. But this is weird because this is interesting because you're going agency. So you're working for brands in hospitality, doing stuff for hospo.
Yeah.
To then going to brands that work for hospo. Yeah. It's, marketing is marketing, right? I get it. But you still need that brain to understand the customer's flow.
100%.
To versus, it's a very different.
Yeah. But I think that's what's great about it because I've been in-house. So we're trying to talk to marketers in hospitality, already know what challenges they're facing, already know what they're up against, already know, and Vic's the same, she talks about it quite a lot. And so you're able to have a different type of conversation with them. You're not just like plugging away and doing the whole like sales pitch.
Yeah.
And, so it's been handy.
Yeah, well, it's first-hand knowledge, really.
Yeah.
Because if you go to an agency that just does, looks after digital ad agency that just looks after corporate work, they might have someone who's worked previously but you've been there.
Yeah.
You know what the challenges are.
Yeah.
So you can take that experience in. So when you are doing that website change, that marketing pitch, that marketing change, or the decks, you write it in that terminology that you would want to see.
Exactly.
Which, like gold dust, really, because other people would go to a brand agency and they'll do their thing and they'll give you this beautiful, produced, lovely deck and it looks so pretty and looks so wonderful. Click, and then you go, you've gone through it in 7 seconds going, that's really nice. And then you give it to your client and they go, or a client of yours, and they go, that didn't resonate with me at all. Yeah. And so all this time's lost.
Get to the page where the costs are.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's been incredible. And I've also been able to work with loads of independents in Bristol, which has got me back into like some of the stuff I was doing at Brains, like firsthand, like frontline stuff, which I've just loved. And it's like it's all come full circle.
That's really nice. That's really nice. So you're actually working for some smaller businesses.
Yeah, I've got
locally.
a couple. Well, one at the moment, so on a like project basis.
Yeah. That's good because you can dip in and dip out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the best thing about being freelance. Like I just won't look back now.
Look at it. Look at the group. Look at the group. We'll talk on to that in a second. But it's changed. Like there's a lot of there's more and more now, which is nice. There's loads of operations consultants, and that's gone crazy. So fractional pieces of work from marketing, from ops to finance. You don't have to go spend that 200 grand on a wage. You can spend a lot smaller and get someone in for 3 months to just go right. Outside eyes, please.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so different.
Get something launched, and then we'll chill out for a bit.
Yeah, right. And then they can come back to you with like, oh, okay, this has gone really well. We're going to bring you in for this. And there's no worry of someone who's sitting there doing nothing. Yeah,
exactly.
Or sitting there being pulled backwards and forwards. The internal team can deal with the standard stuff.
I also like to think that it's marketers taking back a bit of control over what they do and what their specialisms are and going, I'm not getting caught up in that when you're in-house. I'm going to like focus on the things that I want to do that I'm really good at that I know will actually make a difference to hospitality. So
not like making tea.
Well, yeah. Or like researching ketchup bottles. Like, yeah. It's
important, ketchup bottles. And glassware. I think James Mobbs put a post on the other day about glassware. And just little things. I was, I think Gary Digby also put a post the other day on like a Nick and Nora glass with a whiskey sour in it. And compared to just a normal glass from like from Breaks, wherever it is, very different on premium. And I about 6 months ago I bought my wife a little Nick and Nora dirty martini glass.
Oh yeah.
And she has a better experience drinking just water or sparkling water out of that than a glass. Like she'll be seen on a night going having a little sip of this beautiful glass, and she's like, it's just so pretty. Yeah. So it's that experience thing. But it's interesting looking at that flow. It's nice you can actually utilize your brain in the right way.
Yeah, I think so. As a marketer, and you definitely get pulled into stuff in
Do you get more? I mean, do you find you get more buy-in because you're outside?
Yeah, and you probably don't get caught up in the politics of like, oh, this person, or you don't necessarily know some of the GMs as well as you would if you were in-house. You don't get caught up in like, oh, this person's leaving, and just like
politics.
Yeah.
The noise. It's the noise.
Yeah,
You don't get caught in the noise.
And then you can just be like, I'm here to do this, and then I'm going home.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the team marketing, which has changed and grown up a bit, to be fair, because it's interesting. Where did that like conversation come from?
I'll tell you exactly how that conversation happened. So Vic texted me, and she was a client of mine at the time by this point. And she was like, I've got something I need to ask you. Can you let me know when you're free?
Well, that's a loaded question.
And I'm in the opticians with both my kids, trying to get my eyes tested, like kicking, like I've got this big thing. I'm like, stop it. Shh. I'm like looking at this text from Vic, like, shit, what have I done?
Yeah.
Something's happened. Vic needs to talk to me like now. Oh my God. And so I messaged back, I'm in the opticians with my kids. It's quite stressful. Can I call you like in a bit? So, yeah, like it's not.
Okay.
So I was like, so then because it's me, I was like, so on the way, I've got both the kids, like one's walking, and I'm on the way to the car, like bags, new glass, like, hi Vicky, okay? Like, and she's like, yeah, so I've been thinking a lot, and I don't know if I want to do it anymore, and you're the first person I thought of, and she hadn't told me what it was at this. I'm going, okay, like, do you want team marketing? And I'm like, sorry, what? What? And she's like, yeah, team marketing and menus, like the WhatsApp group. Do you want it? Like, I don't feel it anymore, and I want to give it to someone that cares about it and shares my values and can really like do something with it and drive it forward. I was like, yeah. Like, didn't think about it because at the time I was like, it's just a WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's nice and it's great to be part of, and I've got loads out of it. It's very valuable to me.
That's launched loads of people's careers,
hasn't it? Just but I'm like, yeah, just adding people, just keeping an eye on the conversation, make sure no one's pissing anyone off. Like, it'll be fine. And she was like, have a think about it. So she did warn me, in fairness. Like, I think that was her way of going, like, just think. And I was like, yeah.
She basically said that not as a client. I don't mean as a client.
Yeah.
Right?
No, this.
If she said like for $2,000 a month, just can you manage it? You'd be like, do it tomorrow.
I'll do it. Yeah, do it now. So I wake up the next day and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, let's just do it. Whatever. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, great. And then I think it was like a few days after that or a week after that, she like made this announcement, and it was very heartfelt because I think it does still mean a lot to Vic. And
massive.
I mean, she created it out of, just add you on WhatsApp because it was lockdown.
So the crying group. I just love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually only joined the group when I'd gone freelance. I wasn't in it when I was in Cozy Club. I wish I had been. I just hadn't heard of it. I didn't know it existed. And I think there was a bit of crossover with lockdown. So yeah, it was fairly new, I think, when I joined.
Yes.
And she was like, I've grown. I think there was like 700 people in there. So I was like, it does mean a lot to her. And it means a lot to a lot of people in there.
Massive.
Like, they've found jobs, they've met people, they've got business from it. It's
like BMI, but much nicer. And no subscription.
Yeah.
I think the really nice thing about it as well is in the past, before TMM, before that group, I've never seen sharing as much as this ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been I've been in tech for a long time. Been to loads of different brands, spoke to across different groups of people. Never have I ever seen someone say, "Oh yeah, so this last month was a bit tight, and we're based here. Anyone else had the pinch?"
Yeah.
And immediate responses within seconds, going, "We've had exactly the same.
Yeah.
We've noticed a drop of bookings here," and then immediately you're like, it's not just us. We're not going to go under.
Exactly.
And that just the friendliness and the cooperation and just openness. I think COVID's made a massive change to everyone.
Yeah, it has. I think people...
When did you ever see a marketing person ever tell another company what's going on? Ever?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's fine.
Like,
we're
yeah. Or how they're doing with Christmas covers, like James Mobbs posted in there the other day. Like, people are sharing more. I think there is a bit more of like, we're all in this together kind of vibe. But yeah, it was a bit of a no-brainer. And then as I took it on, I was like, oh my God. Like, people were messaging, oh, can you add this person? Can you? And I'm like, yeah. And I'd be trying to do, oh, yeah. And yeah. And then I was spending so much time on it that I was like, right, I need to change something because otherwise I'm going to end up giving this back to Vic and she's going to start crying. And so, yeah, we changed it to a community format.
Yes.
And I absolutely shit my pants because
everyone's gone, why have we done this?
Yeah.
I told you.
40 people left immediately. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I've ruined it. I've broken it. Like, it's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was probably a really good thing because I think there were people that maybe didn't realise they were in the group and then they got this notification and they go, oh, I don't work in hospitality anymore, or this is my old work phone, or my whatever. Yeah. So actually, it was a bit of a data cleansing exercise.
Very good data cleansing exercise. And also the way that you've split it.
Yeah.
Also doesn't mean that I don't get to hear about where someone needs to go.
Well, yeah, exactly.
As well. I can look at it if I want to and deep into it. I have where I live, we have a neighbourhood watch thing. I told you when we convert. So my wife manages it. And I'm an admin to help. But we had a long discussion about it. I was like, we need to change the community now.
Yeah.
There's enough photos of dog poo that someone did dog poo outside and someone has car stolen, and then there's a conversation about dog poo.
Oh, I know.
So we did that, and then we had the same thing. So when we spoke, and I was like, don't worry, it's going to be fine.
That's how I felt inside. I was like, I broke it.
But it's awesome now, like, because you've got the announcements, which is great. So,
so we can like share important messages in there. It is a bit, I do feel a bit weird that it's only ever like my face in there. Because I don't really like being on a massive platform. Hello, podcast.
Just change your WhatsApp photo to just TMM so that you know.
It is weird, but I genuinely have a lot of love for the group. I think a lot of it comes from Vic and her entrusting me with it. That means a huge deal to me. But
Your
also,
baby
but also I do give a shit about hospitality marketing. It's been my life. It's been my career. I want to give people a place to come where they can feel safe to ask what they might deem as a stupid question or a silly question and feel heard, and for people to go pile in and go, no, you can do it like this or do
There's
this.
There's just so much knowledge. It's basically like an oracle brain of knowledge. Like people who've been either new or haven't been, or questions. It's nothing. And also I think because it's WhatsApp as well, you feel safe to ask that silly question.
Exactly. And people can be a bit quick about it. They don't have to go, let's have a quick look on LinkedIn and see who I can find, or let's join this Facebook community and see who's in it. Like, we're all just there. It's fingertip stuff.
I think lots of it's really nice to see. And also you've got a mix of operators and tech and marketing. It's a mixed bag of stuff. So there are still people in there that will give you the right answer or be straight to, I've got a problem with this. Like, even Airship, for example, right? You've got there's a challenge. They're straight away in to be like, we know about this, or blah, 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 or I'll pass this on to someone else, or does someone know anyone who works here? There's always 3 degrees of separation in hospitality, right? There's someone who knows someone, always. And I'm the same. I'll go, if someone says, oh, do you know anyone from here? I'll be like, no, I'll then DM them directly going, no, but I know this person, I can put you in touch. And I think that's a really nice, it's a really nice community.
Yeah, it is.
And the rebrand is also really nice as well. So give you props to that.
Thanks.
So,
I just did that on Canva.
It was awesome. It was great though. It was great, and it's fun.
Yeah,
right?
I was just mucking around and was like, I think we need a little something.
Yeah,
a little zhuzh. I just did it on Canva and went,
I think Canva's amazing.
Yeah, sorted. It's not very high res, but
it doesn't matter. But it's just fun.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah.
It is fun, and that is.
How much of your time to manage that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that I was like, should we do an event? And everyone went, yeah.
Not that I was harping on at you consistently, saying, when can we do that next event?
You and like, 600 other people.
Yeah.
No, it's really nice that everyone wants to get together. And I had a sense of that as well. And I selfishly wanted to do that as well and was maybe just waiting for someone else to do it. But then I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And if no one buys a ticket, if no one sponsors it or whatever, I'll just go, okay, we're not doing it. I just want people to have a really nice time. I want people to feel like, oh, the community is alive. It's not just a WhatsApp group and all these like random messages. Like, we are all in it together, and there's loads of really cool people in the community that are coming to share their knowledge with us. There's loads of really cool...
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and there's people like yourselves and Airship and Edgy and FYI who've gone, here's some money or here's some help. Like FYI are doing all of our print stuff, the goodie bags, and people are just like mucking in. Like Dan Brookman from Airship messaged me yesterday. He was like, do you want a graphic designer to just like have a squiz over the slides? I'm like, yes, please. So everyone's just, it's not like a big commercial thing. Everyone's just like, yeah, we'll do this. We'll dip into this. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, because which is nice.
Which is so refreshing.
Because you'd normally think that the graphic designer would be like, so we'll charge you X for this.
Yeah.
And then we'll charge
but you just don't think like that. And I think that sort of thing is unique to hospitality, and we need to really make sure that's looked after, and we harness it, and so that's the intention. And so it's tomorrow. So I'm slightly nervous, which is why I'm in London. And I was like, I could do the podcast the day before. It'd be fine. And then on the train here, I was like, I've got so much to do. Why did I sign up to do
so basically, you're staying most of the day. You're staying at Market Halls.
I'll be popping in. I'm popping in.
And then all of a sudden, the stage has been moved somewhere else.
The thing is, it's good for them. They've got events like all day and all evening. So I can't really get to like the equipment and stuff until 10 p.m. this evening. Oh,
geez. But you can still go in and have a little mooch.
Got big bags tomorrow morning. You'll be like, what time did you go to bed? But no, I'm really excited. It's going to be so good.
Vacation.
Exactly. And that was all a consideration. Not all of our members are in London. I'm very conscious of that.
Yeah.
I think for the first one, it made sense to do it in London. I think the majority of people are.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do something regional next. That's like next.
So on the other side of the business, we have something called the Tech Tribe, which is like for techies.
Yeah.
You know? And they have a big community. He's got the guy's Australian, cool guy. He's got something like 200,000 techs, companies, and every month they do a meetup. And in different areas. So there's one in London, one in Luton, one in Birmingham, one in Manchester. And it's basically like 50. They do it once a month, and it's like 20 people.
Yeah.
And it's sponsored. It's tech, so there's a freaking tech sponsor sponsoring just the food and wherever it is. They'll either be at someone's office. Yeah. And they do it together, and they basically sit together and they have a little chat and they moan about stuff. And, IT people, it can be like, so we have so sometimes I don't go often. I prefer the marketing events than the tech stuff, because you have some old boy talking about, I had a problem with the computer. Like, it's just not fun. So hence why I prefer
on and off and on again.
Well, he's the owner of the IT company. So he was moaning about his people. But but they do it. And I think there's definitely some interesting, it doesn't have to be a big event, does it?
No, exactly.
And I think those little meetups.
That's something I learned very quickly when I was like, let's do an event. And then I was like, actually, it could have just been a piss up, maybe. Could have just booked a nice pub.
You don't even need to be fair. You don't even need to book anything. Yeah. The nice thing about this sort of stuff is even if you do a general meetup, if you look on Eventbrite and stuff, it's all the time. Yeah. There's even the run clubs that meeting together.
There's a great hospitality run club actually that I keep seeing on LinkedIn. I think the chap is in the group.
Yeah, I think he is.
Tom something, I want to say. I'm still learning everyone's names. It's 800 people now, so I can't be like I know.
But also not only that, before it was if someone knew someone, they would send it to Vic, and then Vic would like, okay, let me see who they are. Yeah. And so on. You've taken it to the next step to actually say, this is the group. Hello, we're here. Yeah. So that's obviously, and then you've got the form, which is really good.
Helps me with my
I feel like I need to help you with a bit of automation on that form, which I will. Nice. I will help you with it.
Yes,
I'm the king of everything in our business is fully automated, from form filling to and so on. So we'll talk about that later, which will then help you. as well. And I'm building a WhatsApp thing, so might even be able to have a little thing to help you monitor the group if we ever do it. But yeah, it's now I saw your post on LinkedIn talking about the group, and then the form for people to sign up, which is also really nice because now you've opened it.
Yes.
Because some people, I speak to people and they're like, "What's that?" And I was like, "There's like 700 people in it." They're like, and they're like, "What?
Yeah.
What? I don't know about it."
Yeah.
You know, because there are people who just have no clue.
Yeah, but I think, and that's the thing, isn't it? Hospitality moves so quickly and people move around a lot. So, you know, they might be in one brand 1 second and then they're in another brand the next, or they're freelancing now, or now they're working B2B or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's always someone new coming up behind them. So how do we capture those people as well? So actually, I do want to spread the word a bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to...
We need to speak to people like Harry and Workforce. If it says marketing in their group, trigger that message to say, "Did you know? Join this group."
Exactly. Things like that. But yeah, it's not open to everyone. You have to be in hospitality and you have to be in marketing. Those people, so there's definitely more than 800 of us.
Yeah. So, and everyone needs help as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a really nice piece to leverage that over. It's a great community, and it's so friendly as well.
Yeah.
So well done. I'm going to give you an round of applause. There you go. It's hard. It's not easy, especially not being paid to run it, right?
Well, yeah.
You know?
That is obviously the biggest.
So the next thing is basically to get that sponsor to start paying for it, and then the logo changes, sponsored by, and then you can actually be paid to. Because I know it's independent.
Yeah.
You know, you could get some tech sponsor to
maybe.
You know, to just give you a little budget to actually spend. Okay, so I can actually allocate proper time to it.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe that's something to look
about
at.
It.
Yeah. So Team Marketing podcast that's coming up next.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could. So good.
Do you know, I have thought about it, and these are like all the ideas that go
that's
in my head.
sponsored, so.
Yeah, 2:00 in the morning, I wake up and go, "Oh, that would be a good idea."
When do I do that?
Yeah, there's like a graveyard of things on my phone that just never have happened.
In the list of notes. That you have. Yeah. Let me help you automate it. Maybe we can talk about that. Okay, amazing. So we're coming towards the end. This has been awesome. Your history it's really interesting actually. I've had a lot of people on who've done the live in like Kieran Bailey, who did the same things, live in the pub and run the pub. And I think Vic may have done it as well.
She did.
Yeah, it's like a really interesting like how there's more and more people. It's so that flow, and also growing up in hospitality. We always ask a question like, did you work in hospo early doors? Obviously you did.
Yeah.
I think this industry, and I was out for dinner on Saturday, and I was talking to the group on the table, and I said that I spoke to someone on the podcast the other day, and they were like, "Oh, he's talking about his podcast again." And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just saying it would be really cool. I think Mark McCulloch said it when we had him on. He goes, "I would love the government to make people either work in hospitality or go in the army."
Yeah.
And the waitress walked past him and went, "Oh my God, yes, please." And I was like, and she goes, yes. Just get them to work in hospitality because then they would understand. She said, but it's the empathy.
Yeah.
I think you get either way. I don't really mind.
100%.
I think that would be so awesome to have that. Like they finish school, they do 3 months, whatever it is, or whatever it is, army or hospitality.
Yeah. Or the boys are definitely going to work in a bar or a pub or.
Yeah, my nephew worked in a pub. He now works at Sky News. Got so much banter.
Yeah.
Before pub, he had banter, but he dealt with some really difficult people.
Yeah.
And you have to, your mind changes, and then there's empathy.
Yeah.
You have connection with real people. And I think I've met a lot of people who've never worked in hospitality and are just tech.
Yeah.
And you can tell the conversational differences.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
It toughens you as a person as well. You have to. There's a lot, and you're often, maybe things are a bit different now. I like to think they are. You're kind of thrown in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Here's a notepad and a pen.
Off you go.
Go and take that order.
Yeah.
You're a bit like, what? What do I do?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the menu.
Yeah. 100%. But that's the best thing about it, right? It's Anyway, so thank you for coming. I'm gonna give you another round of applause. Obviously, there were lots of other questions, but I'm glad we just went through this journey. Final questions, which you probably did get.
I did.
Is best restaurant?
Bubala. Is that how you say it? Bubala.
Yeah.
Is that how you say
like
it?
your grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. Great restaurant.
In Soho.
Yeah.
And I only discovered it because Annika and Vic and another ex-client of mine, Johnny, took me there before I went on maternity leave.
Vic's veggie is.
She is.
And
And that was the first time I went, and everything was veggie vegan. I had
amazing,
no
isn't it?
idea.
Yeah.
But like, you wouldn't know,
No.
I don't think, if you were a meat eater. It was incredible, and so it was so good that I went for dinner there with Vic the other day again. And
Have you been to the new one in King's Cross?
No, I didn't know they had one.
Yeah. They got Spitalfields, which is like I think the original.
Yeah, I've seen
Soho,
that.
which is really pretty.
Yeah.
And then King's Cross, which is like plush.
Yeah, but like even the service,
Yeah.
like just incredible. Like they do those lovely little touch points, and they talk you through the menu, and they like explain the dishes when they put them down on the table, and they keep you topped up with wine.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah, they are. It's a very cool.
Yeah,
brand.
I love it.
It doesn't feel, as you said, doesn't feel veggie. No one would know.
The halloumi
Really.
with the honey.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I could just eat that all day, every day, every meal.
Yeah.
Be the size of a house.
Halloumi's good for you. It's good for you. It's good for you. Okay, so best burger, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so Uwe
Yeah.
in Bristol, they've got Uwe vegan.
Yes.
But
Does it? We have not.
yeah,
I
they've
didn't
got
know that.
yeah, I think they started non-vegan
Yeah.
and started offering vegan options, but
Yeah.
now they've got like a whole vegan
Separate brand.
restaurant. But I mean, again, my husband's tried like the vegan chicken and the vegan beef and stuff that they offer, and there's just he's not like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, you can taste like it's a bit cardboardy, or there's none of that, and everything's so, it's like one of those gluttonous places.
Yes.
You'll be like really hungry to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they do like
their
loaded
burgers are like,
fries
yes.
and loaded mac and cheese, and so good. And I'm so glad
They've
it's
done
like
it really well,
Bristol
actually. They've
or-
done a really good job on making it right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's been other burger places that have come up and gone, up and
Yeah.
gone, that are the Beyond Patty, great, and it's just they try to do like a McDonald'sy style, and
Yeah.
it's just that and tater tots, whatever,
Yeah.
and it's done rather than
You get it. It's just
Yeah.
a bit
yeah,
like, yeah, nothing. And they're another one. Really nice touch points. They often choose them for Deliveroo. And they always write on the bag,
Oh, I love
like,
that.
hey, Glenda, hope you enjoy your burger. Leave us a 5-star review. And like,
That's
I
nice.
always do, because they wrote to me.
yeah, and it's
Personally,
personal.
someone signed
It's
the
that,
bag.
yeah, it's that touch point. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I
It's
love
not hard to
that.
do
No.
either.
And so you think like, oh, delivery, I'm ordering it through this
Yeah,
delivery channel.
yeah.
It's just going to turn up, and someone's going to slap it on my doorstep.
Yeah.
And then you see that.
Well,
and
you
you're
got
like,
that smile. It made you
amazing.
smile.
Yeah.
I think if anyone can have learning from this conversation, it's putting touch points into making you
Yeah.
smile. It's making that customer smile. Same thing from the other stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
best hotel.
So I don't stay in a lot of hotels, but I went back to my honeymoon and we stayed in a place called Ugachena Huts, which is it's in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
In Yala, like on the edge of Yala National Park. I think that's how you say it. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. And it's just incredible. You're like next to the safari thing.
Oh wow.
So there's like wildlife in your back garden. It's all private. So you get like a hut to yourself, pool to yourself. You don't have to interact with anyone else.
Yeah,
The
best thing.
Yeah, there's like loads of wildlife around.
Went back with kids.
Oh,
Was
I
it before?
didn't go with kids. Got married before kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I meant you went back there. You said-
No.
Oh, I
no,
thought you went back there.
no.
Oh, you're going
I'd
back in
love,
time.
I'd love
Okay.
to. Yeah, sorry, I went back in my mind
Yes,
to
okay.
my honeymoon.
And lovely.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
And we had one of those meals where, like, you know, you see on TV where with Married at First Sight, and it's just them on the beach.
Yeah,
If you watch Married
Yep.
at First Sight,
I don't. I'm more like Love Is Blind.
just embarrassed myself. But yeah, they're just having a meal on the beach. That's what we did. And it was
Nice.
just us. There's no one else around, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
I very much like the quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was perfect. And then we did safari the next day and
Wow.
saw loads of elephants and a cheetah, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. I'm going to give you another round of applause. Thank you. Last bit was the 2 questions for the next guest, and they're coming this
Yes.
afternoon, and I can't tell you who it is.
Oh,
But
you can
no.
tell me afterwards. Though.
after, yeah.
Okay, so my first question is, if you were going to put on an event for 800 marketers, what would you do to make it fun, engaging,
Yeah.
valuable, that people would just like, I cannot miss out on this?
Good for next time.
Yeah. And the second one is, what is the best way that you think you can support hospitality marketers right now with all of the challenges that they're up against, all of like there's new legislation and things changing and money tightening and budgets being cut? How, like, yeah, what's the best way to like
Those are 2 really
get
good
on
questions
their
for the next
side?
person, actually.
Yeah.
So that would be really good.
Oh, good.
I need to send it to them literally after you're gone. I might have to write it down. I might take a picture of your questions and then send it to
Yeah.
them because they're coming
Yeah.
this afternoon. Stupid me doing 2 in one day because I don't like you. I don't stop.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's really good. So that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to give you another round of applause.
Yeah.
This was awesome. The story is awesome. And we'll get all the clips and stuff which you can share. But yeah, thank you. That was really nice.
I've loved it.
Little wave goodbye.
Bye.
There we go.
See you in team marketing.